What is good, y'all, man? I'm back with another video for y'all today. And today I just wanted to talk about the importance of networking and meeting people. I just got back from a conference probably about a couple hours ago. It was a little 2-day conference in the real estate space, and the amount of people I was able to meet is crazy. Lenders, syndicators, architects, general contractors, developers, you name it. I met everyone under the sun. And I say this to say is that if you really want to catapult your career and really be able to put yourself in rooms that not a lot of other people can be in, you have to meet these people. These are the people that are going to be able to put you in a position that you never thought you could be in if it weren't for those people and you meeting them and you just introducing yourself. I hear a lot of the time like these people are just so scared to fucking introduce themselves and be able to talk to people. I'm like, bro, if you don't get rid of that pussy ass shit, bro, and quit being a bitch, bro, you have to talk to people to the day you die, bro. Whether it's interacting with the clerk, whether it's interacting with a bitch, whether it's fucking interacting with your family, you're gonna be talking to the day you die. So you might as well just get over that shit right now, bro. Like, you will be poor if you don't open up your mouth. And I say that wholeheartedly. If you want to be poor for the rest of your life, just keep your mouth closed. I'll just leave it at that. But the main thing I wanted to highlight is that over the course of my career and introductory phases in my career, it's safe to say that the reason why I'm in this predicament today is because of me networking. So you're probably wondering, Jalen, well, how'd you network? How'd you do this? How'd you do that? It all started out with my internships. I had several internships coming out of school, and while I was in school, so I had a bunch of experience coming out of school to be able to have a full-time job right out of school, right? So within my internships through every summer I had in school, I exploited the absolute shit out of them. And what I mean by that, I took advantage of every opportunity I possibly could. If there was someone that was coming in to speak or talk to us, I would make sure I would connect with them. And also too, I would leave a meaningful and lasting impression. How do you leave a lasting impression? You do it by asking thought-invoking questions. The reason why I say that is because that's literally what I did. And people remember me for it. When you ask people these boring-ass questions saying, oh, what's the most challenging part about your job? Or what do you like about your job? Or what got you in that profession? That doesn't trigger any deep critical thinking like, oh, let me think about this, right? So I say this to say is that you have to ask questions that are going to invoke emotion. So like, let's say, prime example, give me a time and experience where you felt like a deal was so close to being done. What was that little nudge for you to get that deal across the finish line? Now, with that question in particular, it's very concise. So they're going to recall a memory that they had a time when they were working on a deal and it was this close to getting to the line, and that little extra effort, they're going to recall that because these deals are not, I'm not going to say they're not hard, but I'm not going to say they're not easy either. A lot of these deals, if they don't work out numerically, yeah, good luck. And with me asking those questions, I left a lasting impression because they were thinking to themselves, and there's people that even told me this, like they said like, oh, like we really see like the potential in this kid, like he's really asking like meaningful questions, like he's really engaged, like he really cares about this shit. Because when you ask questions, that other person notices like, all right, this person really cares about the subject matter that you guys are talking about. And for you guys to be able to start opening your mouth and start introducing yourselves, you never know what can happen. Your life could literally change like this, and I'm telling you, it did for me. So just, you have to communicate. If you struggle with communicating, just start by just saying hi to random ass people, whether it's the fucking people that bag your groceries, whether it's that person that's at the shoe store, you buy some shoes. It can just be small talk. You don't have to have a full-blown life story with these people. You just have small talk. How's your day going? Da 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 da. Or another thing too that I do that I learned is like make assumptions. So like you could say, like, let's say there's a girl that works at a shoe store. You could be like, oh, like, I'm sure you like to wear Jordans on, or just make an assumption. And then if she says, yeah, I love Jordans. Oh, what's your favorite pair? Da 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 da. Or what's your favorite color? Da 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 da. Or, and you can kind of just open up a whole conversation that you never knew would have even started if you just didn't ask the right question. And that's why communication is so important. I feel like that's something that people lack, and that's something I went into like a deep rabbit hole about. Is like, I knew real estate was going to be a people game, and I overly prepared myself so that when I did come across these people, I knew what to say, how to say it, and when to say it. And a lot of the time, like, people just aren't willing to put in the work, or they think it's too hard. And the reason why they think it's too hard is because they're thinking in the short term, like, oh, I'm tired. Oh, I don't feel like doing it. Man, shut your bitch ass up. Dead ass. Like, bro, there was times where I didn't feel like talking to people, and I still fucking went out and did it. Yes, it gets tiring. Yes, it gets boring. Yes, it gets mundane. But you have to do the things that got you to where you are today. Now, if you have shitty habits, disregard what the fuck I said. But if you're someone that's on the trajectory of growth, and you know you're trying to make a meaning to yourself, you know you're trying to make a name for yourself, bro, you have to continuously do the things that got you to this position. Even me personally, I'm still doing the same shit that I did 5 years ago. I get up, meditate, read my goals, knock out some push-ups, go work out, do my work, do some research, learning more about real estate. There's shit constantly changing and shit. So you have to stay on top of trends. You have to stay up to date with things. You have to stay constantly refreshed. You have to stay on top of your P's and Q's, because if you don't, you will be left behind like the rest of these motherfuckers. You're gonna be broke to the day you fucking die. And that goes for any fucking industry you're in. And this doesn't even have to be about people that are entrepreneurs or anything like that. Even if you work a corporate 9 to 5, like, if you're not constantly growing and the company doesn't see you really striving to become a better version of yourself, or striving to learn new skills or take on new challenges, they gonna kick your ass out. They don't give a fuck, because there's someone out there that has way more fire and way more grit than you do. Another thing I want to say is that a lot of these employers and jobs really only hire people that they either know or have some sort of connection with. I swear to God. I'm not saying this happens all the time, but it does definitely wedge yourself into the door a lot easier than someone that doesn't know anybody at the company. Prime example. So when I was working with my internship, there was a specific employer that I'm working with today that I made sure I was planting seeds, having conversations with them, because I knew there was going to be a point in time where either A, there might have been an opportunity that might arose, or B, I might have needed them for something. And I always kept nurturing those relationships, kept watering the seed, kept watering the seed, kept watering the seed. And then as time kind of progressed, I made sure I kept tabs, and I made sure that I was keeping some sort of rapport. Like, I would see if, like, how their family's doing, or are they going on any vacations, or what are some up-to-date things that they're doing, like project-wise. So I would kind of constantly nurture these relationships and keep them watered, because I never knew when I would have been able to use them. And I say this to say is that communication is so important. It doesn't just have to be about relationships or doing whatever. You're gonna have to communicate regardless, no matter. Even when you order your food, you're communicating. If you can't communicate how you get your food, how the fuck you gonna eat? And I'm not saying this to say like, oh, you can't do it, or oh, like, how do I get started? Like, it all starts with just starting to talk, and then you reverse engineer everything. Then you build your vocabulary, then you build your cadence, then you build like how to like sell yourself a little bit. Like, then you kind of just grow and evolve into a person that knows how to communicate and articulate themselves. And it doesn't take a super long time. That's what I'm saying. Don't give yourself an identity of being an extrovert or introvert. Fuck that shit. Just talk. Just talk. Because when you put labels on yourself, you limit yourself, and you never want to limit yourself. Don't put yourself in a fucking box. Society already wants to put you in a fucking box. Why would you want to put yourself in even smaller of a box? That doesn't make any fucking sense. So Get your ass out there, start talking to people, because I'm telling you, once you start opening your mouth and start introducing yourself to people, people gonna want to know who you are, because number one, you have something to talk about, and number two, you have thought-invoking questions that make them remember you. If you like this content, make sure y'all like and comment and follow for more, and let me know down in the description what other video topics I should talk about. I'll see y'all in the next one.